Happy tomorrow, folks. Now, I'm still looking into lapel microphones that can really deliver on that quality level. Now, don't get me wrong, the one that I'm using I think is really good, but I feel like there are ones that could be slightly better. Which is why I'm going to be reviewing the LENSGO LWM-308C lapel system. Let's take a look at this, shall we? So in order to open the box, all we have to do is grab this bottom flap, lift upwards, and there we go. We're in the box now. So inside the box, we have a little pouch here that contains, what does this have? This has a, looks like a little paper that has all of their other products as well. So yeah, there, if you're interested in any more of LENSGO's products, you can browse through that. And then we have an instruction manual, which I will read off camera. And then we also have a silica gel packet. Don't eat those. After that, we got the system, and then we got an accessory box. So here we have the transmitter, and then there we have the receiver. Let's give this a try, shall we? So inside the box, it looks like we have two micro USB chargers, which is nice because the transmitter and the receiver, you don't have to charge them one at a time. You can charge them both at the same time. It looks like we have, a little connector. That's what you connect the system to your camera to with. Let's see, we have that's the actual microphone itself. We have two pouches, which I believe that's what the transmitter and the receiver slide into, so that's nice. Let's see, we have, it looks like another connector. I wonder why they gave us two. I wonder if those are for specific cameras. See, it looks like we have a cold shoe, so instead of having to screw it on directly to the hot shoe, you can use a little adapter piece. And then we have the clip and the wind filter. So accessory-wise, we get a lot. I mean, the microphone's just a microphone, but the accessories, yeah, we get a lot here. All right, so now we have the transmitter and receiver out, and here's something really cool about these. So you can take a look, well, first you can see everything going around in the background. Hopefully I can actually get the shot. If I turn this on, there it is. But when it's off, you can barely even see it. That's, I think, is really cool. Same thing applies to the receiver. Turn it on. And there you go. So the way that this microphone is presented, I think is really nice. I mean, the fact that you can't see the screen when it's off is really nice. So that's a good touch by LENSGO. Nice job. One thing that I want to show you real quick. So when you're plugging in the receiver to your camera, so you will see that there are two jacks here. One that has a headphone jack and one that has the microphone jack. This one is the one that you plug into your camera. This one right here just allows you to monitor the audio. So it'll help you know if there's any unnecessary hiss or fuzz. But yeah, this is the one that you plug in the microphone. This one you plug in a pair of headphones in case you want to monitor your audio. One problem I want to point out, it's not really a big one, but the fact that it has a screen like this, it means that you can easily leave fingerprints on it. I don't know if you can see that, but I just smudged it for that purpose. Yeah, that's not really pretty. You know, there's not much left to say except let's get into a test with these things, shall we? So one thing I want to do real quick is I want to show you how to actually attach the system to your camera. Now, I'm not going to be using this to do the audio test. I'm just going to be using it to show you how to attach the system to your camera. Let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do is identify which one's the transmitter and which one's the receiver. And the best way to do that is to look at the front of the device. So at the front, the transmitter will say TX and the receiver will say RX. So TX and then RX. So just think transmitter T, receiver R. So now that we know that this one's the receiver, we're going to take the cold shoe accessory and we're just going to screw that on right there. We're going to screw it until we can't screw it in there anymore. There we go. And then we want to take this top nut here and we want to tighten that until we can't tighten that one up there anymore. Okay? And then we're just going to slide that onto the hot shoe of your camera. That may take a little bit of muscle, but then you're just going to take the bottom nut, screw that down, and there you go. That's how you attach the system to your camera. Now let's go ahead and get into an audio test with this one. Okay, so I just did a couple of tests off camera, and I found the difference between these two cables. So this one that has two red head attachments, this one is for your Sony camera. So if you have a Sony camera, this is the one you're going to want to use to attach the lapel system. If you have a Canon camera, you're going to use this one to attach to your Canon camera. So yeah, just one thing I wanted to mention real quick before we did the quality test. All right, here's the test using the LENSGO lapel microphone. What do you think? Now, unfortunately, I can't flip-flop between systems because your camera only has one input. So Yeah, sorry about that. Oh dear. Okay, so what you just heard was the audio test with this, and it's honestly not the greatest. Now, okay, sure, the audio quality isn't perfect on this, but here's the thing. There are a lot of products that actually don't have good audio quality, and some people still want it. Like, take for example the Canon G7X. The audio in that thing is not really all that great. In fact, you probably would need an external microphone if you were recording with it, but still a lot of people want to use it. So, honestly, even though that this thing doesn't have like perfect audio, I'd still say it's a pretty decent product. Sure, you could spend a few $100 more and get something that sounds a little bit better, but if you're on a budget, then get this. It's not, you'll get everything you need. All right, one thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about the clip for the microphone. Now, I think once it's on, it's on. You are not getting that thing off because I tugged, I pulled, I tried pretty much every angle I could, and I just could not get this thing off. I think I actually bent the clip as well, so hooray for me. Another thing that I want to talk about is the gain on this. Now, before I started the test with this, I actually had all volume set to 0. And even with that, I still think it sounded a little bit loud. Like, okay, yeah, you can fix that in post, but if there are any audio spikes, that's going to be pretty hard to avoid. So, yeah, I kind of wish the gain was brought down on this. But I guess if you talk a little bit softer, then that's fine. Then I guess that problem could be easily avoided. Another one that I want to talk about is the cable that you use to plug into your camera. So at first I tried this one and I didn't get any audio. So I tried this one and then that's when it worked. So that's what made me think that one is for a different brand of cameras, but I wish that they would have labeled it. Even in the instruction manual, it doesn't say what camera it's for, so you kind of just have to wing it, if you will. All right, now another one I want to talk about is the pouches. Now, the transmitter and the receiver, they're supposed to slide into these, which they do, but the problem is, I don't know what else this is supposed to go to because they can't, once they're in, these two buttons and all, they don't attach. So I don't know what this is supposed to go to. Maybe it's supposed to go to your belt, but I don't see any belt loops on this either. So I'm not sure what the little pouches are for. So overall, what do I think about this? Well, while it's not perfect, I could say that it is still something I'd recommend to another user. Mainly because a lot of people don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend on a lapel system. Some people, they want one right away. So if they're on a budget, then really this is what they need. And while the audio isn't perfect on this thing, it makes up for it a lot. Like for example, the appearance on this thing looks really, really nice. Like it feels like a lapel system. And my personal favorite, the microphone cable isn't outrageously long. So while I myself probably wouldn't use this frequently, if you want a lapel system, then this is the one to go with. Wireless. If you want a wireless lapel microphone, then this is the one to go with. Well, that does it for this review on the LENSGO lapel microphone. Let me know if this is a microphone you'd consider buying, or maybe if it's one you already own. I'm curious to know your thoughts. I should have more reviews coming shortly, so don't you worry, or worry if you don't like these. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that, and I'll see you in my next video. Have a good yesterday!